Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. Authorities step in at a Gonzales County facility, the concerning conditions they discovered. And federal funding brings significant changes to a local airport, the upgrades that are now underway. Plus, a pilot's split-second decision prevents catastrophe. The encounter highlights escalating concerns in the Caribbean.
And this morning, some of us are starting out the day at or below freezing. That's why we have freeze warnings in effect. And if you're not a fan of this cold weather, well, we're going to be warming up for the rest of this week all the way through Christmas. All that in the weather coming up.
Well, good morning, Crossroads, and the countdown to Jerry's World is on. We're hearing from the Shiner Comanches. See what Coach Bedeker has to say coming up in your sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and welcome to your Monday morning.
Monday morning, brand new week.
Brand new week, and we're just a few days, for many of us, a holiday break, but the shopping continues.
It does continue, yes. I actually was out shopping earlier this weekend, and I saw still a lot of people out there. And if you're going to be shopping for any of those Christmas goodies, or maybe even New Year goodies, or any of the holiday goodies, well, the rest of this week it's looking pretty nice for our weather to be doing that. Otherwise, this morning it is the opposite. I would not recommend getting out the door just yet, because you can see we have freeze warnings in effect for officially, let's see here, we got DeWitt, Lavaca, Wharton County, but I personally am going to also include Gonzales County because they are right now at or below freezing in some areas, which I'm kind of surprised the National Weather Service didn't include them. But we'll look at the temperatures here in a second because with the freeze warnings in effect, I hope y'all have wrapped your pipes because from 4, it was earlier this morning, from 4 to about now, maybe 8 in the morning, we're going to look for those Florida counties, looking for temperatures down to 28 to 32 degrees, lasting as long as, like I said, 1 to 3, maybe even 4 hours, which would prompt a hard freeze. So I hope y'all have wrapped your pipes if you lived in those counties. Otherwise, Victoria, we are not freezing just yet, 33, but we might drop to freezing for about 20, 30 minutes or so. But everyone else, like I said, about 70, 80% of Wharton, Lavaca, Gonzales, and also now DeWitt County is starting to drop to or below freezing. Not necessarily DeWitt just yet, but you are starting to sneak into that picture. But if that's not cold enough, we do have a wind out there, 5 to 10 miles an hour blowing, bringing us wind chills in the 20s. So grab your jacket and definitely layer up this morning. And the same thing with those kiddos, grab those jackets and maybe sunglasses because the sunshine will warm us up a little bit today. And we'll look at those details next.
Here's the latest on a story out of Gonzales County. A search warrant shows about 50 horses were surrendered from the same property in 2023. Investigators and volunteers describe years of concerns, reporting malnourished horses, overgrown hooves, visible injuries, and pens covered in feces and debris. Some horses were found dead, and many appeared severely underweight. An inspection also revealed limited access to food and a lack of required testing for the horses, prompting deputies to seize the animals under Texas cruelty laws. The owner says the animals arrived in poor condition and that many were sick or recovering, but maintains they had a good quality of life and received proper care. The Victoria Regional Airport tower upgrades are nearing completion. The upgrades include a new voice communications control system with new handsets and headsets. 8 new antennas are being installed along with a new GPS synchronized time device. The upgrades come after a $570,000 grant from the FAA. Victoria County Commissioners meet at 10 this morning. They'll receive and officially acknowledge the resignation of Paige Melton, the county's AgriLife Extension agent for 4-H and youth development. They'll hear an update from the Victoria Regional Airport regarding holiday flight promotions and receive applications for a tax abatement for future development at the Victoria County Navigation District for First Ammonia. They meet on the second floor of the Victoria County Courthouse in room 241. A giving tree at the Victoria County Courthouse serves as a donation station for the Gabriel Project, a local organization supporting struggling pregnant mothers and families. Executive Director Bridget De Los Santos says the Giving Tree is one of their biggest drives of the year, helping them stock up on supplies they need to continue serving moms and families across the area.
Anyone who is pregnant or has given birth already and needs items, they can call our hotline, and then we get in touch with our Mother Baby Outreach Director, and then we are able to supply them with all these items. So this stocks our storehouse for the entire year.
The Gabriel Project says they need baby supplies and monetary donations the most. Families needing support can call their hotline at 361-576-1156 or visit victoriagabrielproject.org. The Hallettsville Police Department is asking for the public's help. Over the weekend, graffiti was discovered at Pleasant Hill Baptist Church and in the 100 block of East Depot Street. Investigators believe it happened overnight Friday into Saturday morning. Police are asking residents and business owners in those areas to review any security camera footage from that time frame. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Hallettsville Police Department at 361-798-3683 or the Lavaca County Sheriff's Office at 361-798-2121. An alarming incident in the Caribbean. ABC's Mololengi reports on a pilot's account of nearly crashing into a U.S. military aircraft in what he calls a near mid-air collision.
We almost had a mid-air collision up here.
This morning, the frightening moments off the coast of Venezuela. A JetBlue pilot taking evasive action to avoid a U.S. Air Force plane.
We just had traffic pass directly in front of us, within 5 miles of us, maybe 2-3 miles, but it was the air-to-air refueler from the United States Airport. We had to stop our climb and actually descend to avoid hitting up.
The JetBlue flight heading to New York's JFK Airport on Friday after taking off from the Caribbean nation of Curacao, just off Venezuela's coast.
They are not painting, they don't have their transponder turned on. It's outrageous.
The U.S. aerial tanker flying dark, not broadcasting its location, preventing other pilots from knowing it's there. The U.S. Southern Command telling ABC News, "We are aware of the recent reporting regarding U.S. military aircraft operations in the Caribbean and are currently reviewing the matter." The incident happening amid growing U.S. tensions with Venezuela. Last week, the U.S. seized an oil tanker that officials say was involved in illegal oil trafficking, a move Venezuelan officials condemned as international piracy. Its crew arrested, the tanker diverted to Texas. A day earlier, U.S. fighter jets circled over the Gulf of Venezuela for more than 30 minutes in what appears to be the closest approach to Venezuela's airspace since the U.S. began its pressure campaign on the Maduro regime. And a massive buildup of sea power, the largest aircraft carrier in the world, the USS Gerald Ford, now positioned even closer to Venezuela, along with 15,000 troops now in the Caribbean. The U.S. also hitting more than 20 alleged drug trafficking boats, killing more than 80 people. President Trump also threatening Venezuela's neighbor, Colombia.
Colombia is producing a lot of drugs. They have cocaine factories, so he better wise up or he'll be next. He'll be next, too.
Mololengi, ABC News.
Renowned filmmaker Rob Reiner, known for classics like The Princess Bride and When Harry Met Sally, died at 78. He and his wife, Michelle Singer, were found dead Sunday at their Los Angeles home. Authorities are investigating it as an apparent homicide. Reiner, son of Carl Reiner, was a major Hollywood figure and co-founded Castle Rock Entertainment. His legacy in film and activism leaves a lasting impact. For more local news, weather, and sports, come to crossroadstoday.com. It's now 6:38 on our Monday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. A Jackson County family discovers a new way to celebrate the holidays. We'll show you what's growing on their 16 acres.
Police release a person of interest in the deadly Brown University shooting. I'm Nicole D'Antonio with what authorities are saying this morning as the manhunt for the shooter intensifies.
And also coming up next after the break in the short-term forecast, it might be chilly and cold out there this morning, but with the sun coming up today, it should warm us up. So coming up next, we'll take a look and see how cool it'll be near you. Well, good morning, Crossroads, and once again, happy chilly Monday morning. I hope y'all are staying warm and safe out there this morning because some of us are freezing or just a degree below that. So definitely bundle up and layer up this morning. If you don't believe I'm layered up, I've actually got sweats on underneath this, and you can't tell. So I'm nice and warm, and I hope y'all are too. But later today, we will warm up a little bit. I know it's cold out there. We're going to warm up with the sunshine, and I know it looks like we're going to be cloudy today with all this cloud cover over the Big Bend region of Texas. All that right here, especially right around the Big Bend, is all that's going to be cirrus, meaning upper level, the thin, milky kind that you see in the sky. So Underneath that, I think it's going to be mostly sunny for today, which we'll look at in a second on the Future Tracker. Now, if we zoom out on the rest of the country, you see over about the, let's see here, Nevada, Colorado, and also Arizona, New Mexico area, we have a mid-level low pressure system that's going to be coming our way for about the midweek, bringing us some light rain chances, which we'll also look at later. And we'll also look at this later. This is a mix of low pressure systems, upper level ones, that'll bring us another front for later this week. Thankfully, it's going to be weak and we won't be super duper cold like this morning. Now, like I said, I know it's cold this morning, but the sun will come up today underneath the cirrus cloud cover that will be over us today. So I think y'all need your sunglasses. It will be mostly sunny underneath that still, even though it doesn't look like it's going to be really cloudy today. But as we go into overnight tonight and all the way through tomorrow, Tuesday, what's this? Our clouds are back and we're going to be looking mostly cloudy and then real cloudy for all the day tomorrow, Tuesday. But before the clouds roll in, like I said, the sun today will heat us up a little bit. It'll still be cool, so keep that jacket on you. 56 for the high today in Victoria, and that's going to be 11 degrees below where we're supposed to be. And lows tonight going to be a little bit warmer with the southeasterly wind trying to sneak into the picture for today. I'm thinking 41 tonight. Now, if that's still too cool for you, like I said, pretty much all morning long, we're going to be warming up for the rest of this week, looking for near 80 and even near Christmas. And we'll look at all that next.
After beating Mount Enterprise, final score 28-8, the Shiner Comanches got their heads set for the second straight year for the state championship for Class 2A Division II. Hear what Coach Bedeker had to say after the bid victory.
Panic, regroup, buckle up, get ready for the next play, and let's see how many stops we can get tonight because it's going to be tough. And our kids understood that, but they definitely stepped up to the challenge. Well, it's special to me. You know, I grew up in this community, and, you know, it's a community effort. It's not just what we do at school. It's the community. It starts with the parents, the kids that are sending us to school. We've got great kids that have good work ethic when they come to us. And, you know, we just try to continue to keep that going on a yearly basis. And, you know, it's the expectation that we have, but we embrace it. You know, it's not always easy, but our kids always live up to the challenge. And definitely proud of them, our community, and all the support that we get from everybody.
A big congratulations to the Shiner Comanches as they prepare to take on Munster in a state championship rematch. This is all going down Thursday morning at 11 a.m. So make sure you stay tuned on 25 News Now for highlights, updates as we go on to Dallas. But that does it for your 25 News Now sports. Until next time, I'm Ray Robinson.
Here's the latest update on the deadly shooting at Brown University. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio reports from Washington as the manhunt for the suspect intensifies.
Overnight, authorities in Providence releasing an individual who had been a person of interest in the deadly mass shooting at Brown University.
I imagine that the Providence community feels a little bit more anxious right now than they did an hour ago. And I understand that.
Police scouring the area for the shooter as students barricaded themselves in rooms and hid behind furniture and bookshelves.
Providence police! Hands!
The shooting happening during one of the busiest times of the school year as students were in the second day of final exams. One student telling ABC's Whit Johnson about the moment he heard the gunshots.
He immediately saw me and I immediately saw him. And then I look to my right and I see a bunch of students running down the stairs, running out the door, jumping on the ground, just whatever it takes to stay alive.
Across the campus, more than 400 law enforcement officers, including the FBI and ATF, swarming the scene. But they say the suspect had already fled through the side of the building complex.
I've been around long enough to know that sometimes you head in one direction and then you have to regroup and go in another. And that's exactly what has happened over the last 24 hours or so.
One of the victims killed has been identified by our church as Brown student Ella Cook from Birmingham, Alabama, where she was remembered.
For those of you who knew her, who know her, she was a just incredibly grounded and generous and faithful and bright light.
On Sunday night, a Christmas tree and menorah lighting ceremony turning into a vigil for the grieving community at Brown. Wonderful singers out there. The lockdown was lifted early Sunday. Brown now canceling all remaining classes, exams, and projects for the semester as they told students they could leave campus. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
It's that time of year when families gather to choose their holiday tree, and now this tradition is blossoming right at home. In Jackson County, one family has transformed 16 acres of their land into a Christmas tree farm. Susan Myers and her husband embarked on this venture in 2021 as they approach retirement. And this year marks their first successful harvest. Now local families can continue the tradition by selecting and cutting their own tree right in their backyard. If you see news happening, let us know. Call the number on your screen or send us an email at staff@crossroadstoday.com. It's just about 6:46 on our Monday morning. Still to come on Sunrise, a Victoria mother fights for better care for her special needs student. All right, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Justin. Happy birthday, my love. I hope you have an amazing and blessed day.
Happy birthday, Justin. And also happy birthday to Levi. Happy 10th birthday, baby brother. May God bless you. And that's from your big sister, Toya.
Happy birthday to Juliana. Happy birthday, Juliana, from your family. We love you.
Happy birthday, Juliana, and congratulations. She's our cake winner today. And also happy birthday to Martha. Happy 70th birthday to the best mom and grandma ever. Love from your daughter and grandchildren. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, you can come to crossroadstoday.com. Just click the drop-down menu, then click the home tab, and then you'll see submit your birthday photo.
Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today. We'll be right back.
Well, good morning, Crossroads. Once again, I know it's a little bit cold and chilly out there this morning. Definitely cold for South Texas standards, but well, if you're not a fan of this cold, well, we are going to warm up a little bit today, just a little bit. So I might keep your jacket on you today because this afternoon our high temperatures will only get to the mid and upper 50s. I'm thinking 56 in Victoria, the same in Cuero, and 57 for the afternoon high in Port Lavaca. Now, before overnight tonight, clouds and cloud cover returning, and also a little bit of, like I said, a southeasterly wind trying to sneak into our wind vector. That'll keep us a little bit warmer than this morning. Lows tonight and tomorrow morning will drop down into the low 40s for most, maybe even mid 40s on the coast, because y'all are right next to the warm Gulf. Now for tomorrow, like I said, if you don't like the cool weather, if you're like me and you like the nice warm weather, well, that's coming away for the rest of this week. Excuse me, and actually all the way through to through Christmas, which we'll look at in a second. Upper 60s by tomorrow, Tuesday. Excuse me, and by the time we get to Wednesday, I'm thinking highs will be in the mid 70s, maybe low 70s down in our northern counties. And if that's still not warm enough, we'll be looking for probably 80, maybe 81 on Thursday underneath the mostly sunny skies before another front gets here. And you're going to notice this one is a really weak front because highs are only dropping down to the low 70s, about 10 degrees before we warm up. Look at this. Going back into the 80s for Christmas week. And I'm just going to go ahead and call it right now. I think we're going to be in the low or mid 80s for Christmas Day. You did just see a low pressure system come off the Rocky Mountains. That's a mid-level low, going to bring us some slight rain chances for Wednesday before that dissipates. And you're going to see why we're warming up. High pressure number 1, high pressure number 2, combining into 1, and we're going to be on a warming trend all the way through the rest of 2025. And we'll look at all that and more later on Sunrise.
A Victoria ISD parent seeks more support for her special needs student. 25 News Now reporter Trenton Whiting spoke with a mother who says care gaps exist.
VISD mom Amanda Lacerio has long been an advocate for students with physical and mental disabilities, caring for her own daughter, Peta, who is affected by both.
Unfortunately, there have been some things that I feel are not up to par as they should be. There's a lot of issues that need to be addressed, and I'm just a parent who has concerns.
Lacerio's child needs 24/7 care after receiving a tracheostomy due to her inability to breathe on her own.
Having a trach comes with needing to be suctioned frequently. Environmentally, everything affects a baby that has a trach.
Her mother and a nurse must remove fluid from the equipment that allows her to breathe constantly, even overnight.
Her having a home health care nurse allows her to have coverage Monday through Wednesday. Okay, I'm supposed to be able to use these home health care hours for me to sleep because I don't sleep at night. So my daughter's total care, and she has to be suctioned 24 hours a day.
Lacerio tells me the district has been able to provide support with a nurse on Thursdays and Fridays, but there's a financial strain of hiring a nurse Monday through Wednesdays. Also added is her personal time investment for care, which has kept her from being able to work consistently to support the family.
This continues to be a problem. I've addressed it several times with administration. I'm constantly having growing concerns whenever my daughter's at school. I'm constantly in worry about what her future looks like.
Lasario says she's hoping to continue the conversation with the district and continue advocating for other parents with special needs students.
Staff and teachers may be being spread too thin. I know there's a lot of educators who are in this because they want what is absolutely best for the kids, but they again are also only working with the resources that are available. I would like to encourage other parents and staff members to not look the other way.
Trenton Whiting, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
VISD couldn't comment on this specific situation, but the district says it provides all services required by state and federal laws. The district adds that student supports are individualized based on each student's educational needs. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. Terror strikes Sydney's Bondi Beach during Hanukkah celebrations. A memorial grows at the site of Sunday's terror attack in Sydney, Australia. People leave flowers and hang Israel's flag along Bondi Beach. Police say 2 gunmen, a father and son, opened fire on a crowd gathered at the beach to mark the first day of Hanukkah. 15 people died, with more than 25 still hospitalized. Authorities classify it as a terror attack targeting Jewish people. A new congressional report claims outgoing D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith pressured officers to manipulate crime data. The House Oversight Committee alleges an active effort to downplay crime in the city. Smith announced last week she is stepping down as chief. Statistics show the district has seen a sharp drop in crime under Smith's leadership. She denies the allegations. A new poll shows Trump's approval rating at 42%, with a disapproval rating of 58%. 27% of those polled say the economy is their top concern, with 53% saying they trust Democrats more to handle rising prices. The survey also finds that 71% disapprove of the Trump administration's handling of the Epstein files. New CDC data signals flu season is officially underway. The majority of flu cases are caused by a mutated strain called subclad K. The variant is responsible for early and busy flu seasons in Asia, Europe, and Australia. Experts also say the strain causes more severe illness, particularly among older adults. Doctors say the best way to protect yourself is to get a flu shot. A new poll from the AP shows a vast majority of Americans say they're dealing with higher prices this holiday season. They say prices are up for everything from gifts to groceries. Roughly half say it's harder than usual to afford presents, and nearly 70% of Americans rate the economy as poor. We want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV, through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. And now let's get a look at our forecast with Parker. How's it looking, Parker?
Well, first of all, we got a lovely sunrise out there. If you're walking out the door this morning, you might just see that. But if you are walking out the door, it's kind of misconstruing out there because it is freezing, so bundle up. I think it's safe to say that at the second you walk out the door, you're going to be like, oh yeah, where's my jacket? Because it is 33 right now around Victoria County. In the city, temperatures are running about 1 to 2 degrees warmer. 34 right here, reported right outside the station here on Navarro. But the wind chills are in the 20s because there is a light wind out there, 5 to 10 miles an hour. So definitely bundle up and layer up this morning. If you don't believe me, I'm actually layered up. I have sweats on underneath this, so I am nice and warm. And I hope you all are as well, because everyone out there looking close to freezing. And like I said earlier, Wharton, Lavaca, DeWitt, and Gonzales County are now at or a little bit below freezing. And if you thought we were cold, look at the rest of the country. I've been talking about this all morning long. I have a brother that goes to Purdue up in West Lafayette, Indiana. It's like negative 10 degrees up there. Woof. Now, thankfully, we are not that cold. We are going to be a little cool today, so keep your jacket on you. Highs only getting up to 57 in Port Lavaca, and a little bit cooler in Victoria, 56 for the high today. But if that's still too cool for you, don't worry, the rest of this week we're warm up, and we'll be warm, I think, all the way through Christmas.
Thank you for being with us this morning. Join Shauna Dawn McClovey and Matt 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.